What's going on, creative people? This is Creativity is an Idea podcast, a source of creativity for creative people, and I'm your host, Pyeric. I'm very happy, and I want you to stay tuned because it's going to be a banger. It's all about creative people sharing their ideas, their challenges, their setbacks, and changes that led to their growth. It's going to be amazing, and stay tuned and see what happens. Creative person like you. What's going on, creative people? This is Creativity is an Idea podcast, a source of creativity for creative people. And I am your host, Pyeric. Today's guest is a special guest. Her name is Simone Patterson. I said it right.
Yes.
Simone Patterson. Simone Patterson.
Yes, there you
Yes.
go. Yeah. Say it with conviction.
Conviction. Simone Patterson.
Yes.
All right, that sounds good. All right, and she is a visual artist or a painter. And today she's here to sort of share her experience, what she has learned, what she has been through in life when it comes to painting, when it comes to getting gigs, when it comes to going to shows back and forth, when it comes to dealing with people. So anybody out there watching or listening, at least I believe you find a sense of a source of, I would say, some commonness between what she's about to say. And if you are new, you can also hear something that will help shorten the time frame in you achieving your goal when it comes to painting or the visual artist world. So, Simone, tell me,
Yes.
you're going to have a fine conversation.
Okay.
Tell me, who are you?
Who am I? I'm a intellectual being. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Simone. I'm 27. I'm originally from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Small city girl. Little bit of country in me, I guess. I was born in North Carolina all my life. Well, I was born in California, but I was raised in North Carolina. So, but my mother is Asian, Japanese woman. Dad's from New Orleans. So you got that little thing going on in the pot. So I just grew up with a lot of cultures around me. And I think that's definitely what molded me into who I am today, as far as how I am and how I interact with other people from all walks of life. And went to school at A&T, Aggie Pride. Graduated in 2014. I went there for psychology, got my bachelor's there. And since then, I kind of try to find my way in search of me after school. And I realized that who I was creatively. And from then on, I'm here, I guess.
That is. I'm getting to know you more now.
See,
Good.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So you all are not alone. I'm getting to know her more now. So, tell me, how was your childhood like?
My childhood was interesting. I grew up, like I said, I grew up as a military brat. My dad was in the Marines, so we kind of traveled back and forth. I lived in Japan and Germany and Guam, and I also lived in Louisiana and Georgia, and then I finally moved to North Carolina when I was 11. So a lot of different places and stuff I've experienced, even though at a young age, I still feel like growing up, it kind of still, like I said, it kind of molded me into this person. And I feel like I'm able to, culturally, I'm able to kind of connect a lot better with people because of that, because of my background of moving around a lot. But my childhood was pretty cool. I got to see different places, and growing up in the house that I grew up in, it was interesting because having an Asian mother and then a dad who's black as hell is really different concepts and just different things going on. My mom wanted me to raise me this way. My dad kind of wanted me to raise me and my brother this way. So it was a lot of different conflicts going on, but I don't know. I feel like I turned out kind of okay. but I'm not I'm not a murderer or anything like that. So I feel like my parents kind of raised me pretty well. But I don't know. I like grew up with so much like just culture and like music and just all I can remember growing up is for one thing's for sure, my mom and dad like made sure me and my brother was exposed to a lot, so that way when we grow up it's not like a shock to us,
Hmm.
you know, the people that we meet and stuff like that. So but that's one thing I know for sure I could take out of my childhood is that my mom and dad like made sure that we, you know, we were molded enough to like, you know, be accustomed to different things. You know, it wasn't like some different, you know, we were just sheltered in and not exposed to different things. So that I can definitely appreciate my parents for doing that for us. So, but yeah, I was like a little bit of my childhood, I guess.
That is good. That is a good one there. No, it sort of it helped you to not encounter any culture shock.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, like my I grew up with like Filipinos. I grew up
Hmm.
with people from Africa, to people from Hawaii. It's just all different types of walks of life, and not even just you know ethnic cultures, but like you know I grew up with like I have an old ass cousin when I was younger. Like he was like 40 something years old, so I was always around like older people and
Oh,
also younger people too. So like I grew up like next door to like my friend, like me and my brother grew up with these like people that were literally in high school when I was in elementary school, and they were like, well, I looked at them as my brothers and sisters too because we grew up with them and because they always watched over us. So it's like different age gaps too, so it wasn't just like just strictly limited to like ethnic cultures, but I just basically was able to learn from all types of different people, you know. It wasn't, but I mean, I guess that's what it is like when you live in a military town or something. I don't know if that's different for other people, but
that is good.
yeah.
That's good to know. So, there is something. I have a good memory. The
You do,
reason I'm
you did say
saying that,
that.
yeah, I'm not bragging, but I usually forget stuff. The reason I'm saying that is there are certain things I can't forget. I cannot forget
Yeah.
growing up and even now. So, to know more about you, what is an event that you growing up or just recently that you cannot forget?
That I cannot forget.
Good or
Good or
bullshitly bad?
um I don't I don't want to go like super dark.
Hey, be dark as you want. Now you've
Oh my
said
god,
it.
super dark.
I think I'm interested. I'm curious to know what.
Yeah. Well, I don't okay, there's like different moments, I guess, but I want to say okay, well, I guess one thing I could say growing like when I was younger that affected me greatly was probably like dealing with I guess sexual abuse.
Hmm.
When I was younger, I just had like someone that felt really close to family wise,
Hmm.
and that happened, and it was that I can't really ever forget. But I mean, it felt like it didn't affect me at all, which was weird when I was at that moment. And I had to be like, it was like from 7 to 10, and like it didn't really affect me from like middle school, like elementary school, middle school. I didn't think about it. For me, it was just kind of like whatever, you know, because I didn't really understand what was going on. And then it really didn't really affect me until I went to college, or not even that, maybe probably a little later than that, almost, I want to say. But only because like when you get older, you kind of like you try to block out all the stuff that kind of happened to
Hmm.
you that you felt like, you know, traumatically affected you, because you feel like, okay, I'm good. Like, you know, I'm older now, you know, like there's nothing going on that I'm not still like, unless you're still like connected to that person. I have not seen that person since I was like 10. So for me, it's like, okay, water under the bridge, right? But I notice sometimes with like interactions with other people romantically that
Hmm.
it gets kind of like weird because of that. So I had to face that a couple years ago, like head on with it. And I mean, from that point on, it's kind of like I just kind of forgave and let go, because it's like it's something that I feel like spiritually wouldn't allow me to grow as a person had I not done that. So, but that was probably one traumatic experience that I would say affected me that I can't forget. Even after forgiving, you still can't forget,
You can't
right? Yeah,
forget.
yeah. So, but yeah,
Still roams around in your brain like, oh, okay, never
yeah.
mind.
It's like in the back of your head, but it's like an itch. Like you still have to scratch it, even though you try to avoid it. But it's like, yeah, but it is what it is. I just feel like after forgiving, it's like now there's no point in me having to like really reminisce, and I had to do it for my own spiritual self to grow as a person, like to just let it go, because I did become a little more like I did get angry a little bit of the situation, and I felt like, especially like I felt like I didn't have, because I did talk to like my parents about it. I told my mom about it. My mom wasn't as, I mean, she understood what was going on, but I feel like my mom was almost a little bit in denial. So I kind of resented her from that too. So, which made me want, which is the main reason why I had to face the issue at the time that I did, because I love my mom, but I was like, I'm not about to live my life being angry towards her. I should just bring it up and figure it out. And it was that moment where, I fixed it. Well, not fixed it, but I just kind of decided to forgive at that moment and let go. Because also, being able to get me and my mother's relationship back on track too. So, but yeah.
That is quite personal.
It was crazy. I've never really said it on a podcast before.
Let me tell
That's
you.
cool.
All right. It's going to be in a public record now.
Yeah.
I believe you are not alone. I
Yeah.
know a lady who has been through what
Yeah.
you've been through, and she expressed it to her mom, and the mom wasn't really proactive about
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's sort of something else.
Yeah. It sucks when it's like your own mother or your dad. My dad doesn't really know the extent of the situation, but when you're your own mother, I feel like if I'm a mom and my child's telling me this, it's like, of course I'm going to believe my child, but sometimes it gets complex being the person that it is. So it's just like, okay, like I don't know if maybe you just thought that happened, or you start to kind of doubt, but it still hurts because it's just like you're my mother. So but I think it made me and my mom closer now after that situation, like after talking, like revisiting the situation, because when I first said it, I don't think my mom really understood or tried to understand, but now that I'm older now, I feel like my mom she knew it hurt me, but she just didn't know like how it affected me, that situation isolated alone. But now that, I'm older now and I talked about it again with her, she's just like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And I don't know, it made us a lot more closer. I feel like my mom's able to really understand how it affected me growing up. So,
Well,
but yeah.
audience, I am going to purposefully digress.
Thank you.
How did you get over it?
How did I get over the situation?
Yeah, if you
Okay.
should summarize it, how did you?
Okay, how did I get over? Okay, because it was two things: the whole sexual abuse thing, or how my mother didn't.
Like now that it doesn't really bother you.
Oh well, it doesn't bother me anymore because, like I said, I when I brought the situation up to my mom a few years ago about it, that was kind of the moment where I was like, okay, I'm gonna let go of it. I gotta forgive her and the person that did it. And I mean, seriously, it was like a switch. I think when I just literally let emotions like emotionally let go of it was when I decided to just forgive and like move on with my life, because I was holding on to it, but I wasn't like holding on to it like, oh, I'm gonna bring it up every time. Yeah, it was just like I was holding on to it almost at a point where I was like sweeping it under the rug. But it was like I can't keep doing that. Like it was literally gonna pile up and then be this huge lump on this rug if I don't clean it out. So I don't know. I felt it was time to bring it up, and when I did, it just kind of was like literally like water under the bridge. It was just like I just let go of it. Whatever happens, that's up to God at this point. I can't be this person that is vengeful or holds this over my head and his head and whoever's head all for years to come. I'm not going to grow from that if I do that. So I had to let go for myself. It was more so for me. I mean, forgiveness is always about the person that wants to forgive. So for me, I was just like, I wanted to forgive and I wanted to let go. So like I said, I just kind of gave it to God at that point. It's like, he'll take care of it, so.
You made God take the wheel.
Yeah.
So now let's take the wheel back onto track.
Okay, skirt.
All right. So, how did you get the idea to start doing what you're doing now?
How I started basically painting. What made me want to paint?
Painting, yeah.
Well, I always sketched when I was younger, even when I was younger. Like, if you look at, like, my dad tells me this all the time, like, all the old Bibles in the house. We have, like, 80 Bibles in the house. I don't know why. But, like, I would literally take the Bibles and, like, scribble on them, like, on all the pages, right? But I'm, like, sketching them. And my dad was like, I was really mad you did it, but they were good. I was like, oh, thanks, I was like, yeah, you did a couple good sketches in there. I was like, I don't know why you couldn't do it in a regular sketchbook like normal human being, but I was like, I don't know.
80 Bible.
So, but I didn't start painting until 2015 or 2015 or 2016 is when I started painting. To be honest, I don't know where it came from. Like, what made me first start painting, period, I painted this jacket, right? And this was during the time when, like, police brutality was, like, super heightened. Like, every other news channel, you were seeing somebody, an unarmed black man getting shot. And I think something had happened in Charlotte, a matter of fact. And I really am mad at myself that I don't remember the guy's name, but rest in peace. But he actually, he got killed here around 2015, 2016. Mm-hmm. He was unarmed as well. I think after that moment, it kind of just was like, it frustrated me to see that going on. So I made a jacket. I had this old denim jacket, and I just wrote, "Stop killing us" on it in, like, big red, like, letters, like, and I painted it to look like blood. And I was just painted on it, and, like, I posted it on my Instagram and my Twitter, and, like, went nuts. Like, everybody was like, oh my God, like, I want that jacket. Can I get that jacket? And I was like, I was just thinking, I was playing with it. I was like, oh, okay, I was just, if you want it, yeah, that's cool. I'll make a couple. And it just started kind of going from there. And then I was like, you know what? Let me paint on a canvas this time. Like, jackets are cool, but let me do actually on a canvas and see what happens. And my first painting I did was actually, funny enough, 'cause I have this Kanye painting right here. My first painting was Kanye when he was at Madison Square Garden playing the Pablo album for the first time. There was, like, an image of him with his arms stretched out, and he was over the DJ booth, and I think he was playing Ultralight Beams, and it was a picture I saw on Pinterest, and I just basically I finger painted it. Actually, I didn't even use a brush, and it turned out real cool. Like, I showed my friends, and they were like, "Oh, okay, like, you got something going on there." So from then on, it just kind of manifested itself, and I'm here at 2018, like, 2 years strong doing it.
Grinding and doing it.
Yeah. Better. A lot better.
Wow. At this point, I have a question.
Okay, I have an answer.
Good. Who do you look up to as an icon?
Good question. I actually don't really have a person that I look up to, like, in that light. I have people that inspire me. Mm-hmm. Kanye is a person that inspires me in a form of the fact, as far as musically, how sonically he's able to figure out, like, how to make music in the way that he does. And I just like people that have, like, a lot of ambition and drive. Mm-hmm. And I feel like creative people, all types of creative people inspire me, but I can name a couple people, but I can't say I have, like, a person I consider, like, an icon or, like, an idol or anything. But because I feel like in that form, when I say it that way, it's almost like godlike, and I don't ever want to, like, make someone who bleeds the same way I do someone that I praise in that sense. If that makes sense. But I do have people that I'm inspired by, though. Yeah. Like I said, Kanye West inspires me. who else inspires me? It's like there's like different forms. Like he inspires me creatively in music sense. Then you have like fashion wise. Oh, he also inspires me that way too because I feel like fashion wise he's done so like many great things.
Who?
But Kanye.
Kanye,
J.
okay.
Cole also is someone I feel like I'm very inspired by just by like how he handles fame and just the way like his demeanor and how he is like as a person is inspirational to me. Who else would say? I don't know. I can't think
Yeah.
of the top of my head other than
Yeah.
those two maybe.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
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 Okay. There is this law. Oh, gee. I need to read this law so that I can recite it.
Okay, what's
It's
the law?
Newton's law.
Okay.
Newton's third law. The third law says, I'm going to paraphrase. In order for you to go up, you have to leave something behind.
Okay. Kind of like what goes up must come down.
Not in that sense, but in
Oh,
order
okay.
for, let's say, a rocket. When a rocket is going out,
Mm-hmm.
it sort of dispatches certain things so that it keeps going, it keeps shooting up,
Okay,
up,
yeah.
up, up. Yeah. So in order for you to be lightweighted, to move up,
Mm-hmm.
you have to let certain things go. So what
Okay.
did you have to stop doing, or what was stopping you when you wanted to, or when you started painting?
I had to probably stop doubt because I was really doubting. I feel like even to this day I still am very doubtful.
Mhm.
I'm really hard on myself. I'm very self-critical, and I kind of like I don't like a lot of attention because I just feel like I'm not this person that I feel like I can be just yet.
Mhm.
So, but when I first started painting, it was like I was really unsure. I was like, people probably don't think I'm like, they'll probably look at this and think it's like a joke, or like I don't know, like I just did not think anyone would take me seriously with it.
Mhm.
But as I kept doing it, the more confidence I was building within my own self.
Mhm.
So I just had to realize that you got to take yourself seriously in order for others to take you seriously. If you think of yourself as a joke, that's how people are going to approach you.
Mhm.
So for me, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna take myself seriously and put in the work and the effort, and I'm gonna show people that I'm putting in the work and the effort so they can also appreciate the fact that I'm putting time into this, and it's not just like something I'm just trying to do like just to do it. So slowly but surely people were seeing how passionate I was really about it, and it created like people, these all these people like understanding where I'm coming from and appreciating my work at the end of the day. So but I would say as far as like what I had to let go, I had to let go the self-doubt. Yeah,
Self-doubt.
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 Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. We all doubt ourselves
Yeah.
from time to time.
Yeah. But if you know
Yeah.
you can do it, sometimes you just got to just put your best foot forward, and like that's just with anything that I do.
Mhm.
It's not just painting. It's just like if I feel like I have the potential to do something, like I will never know if I can do it unless I actually do it. So I just had to push myself a lot. I push myself. I'm very like I said, I'm so critical of me that I just fear doing anything because I just feel like I'm just gonna fall on my face. But being in the creative world, I feel like it's kind of like it's okay to do that, which I love. Like I love that aspect that you can mess up. No one cares because that's what you do, and when you're creating, you're gonna mess up.
Mhm.
That's expected to happen. So nothing's ever perfect, and it's all about perspective too. So it's like nothing has to be a straight line. It's gonna look straight to someone. Somebody is gonna think it's straight. So I just kind of have to roll with the punches with that. But I'm like, for me it's just building confidence, and I along the way over the years it's really helped me, like just as I'm painting and putting in more effort and time into my passion, has helped me like feel more confident about my work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. What you just said sort of clarifies something I wanted to know, but
Okay.
I'll ask it again.
Okay.
Okay. What did you have to do consistently or gradually for you to see this process, this gradual progress you're seeing now?
Um, what did I have to do in order to do that? Just
To,
yeah, put in. I guess just putting in the work. There's this book. I don't remember the author's name, but I used to read like excerpts from it. But it's called 10,000 Hours, and it's basically about like putting in the 10th that like anything you want to excel at. They say there's a formula to it, and the amount of hours that you put in order for you to be considered skilled at it, which is 10,000 hours. So when I did painting full time, which was like I quit my job last year. I think it was like August. It was like towards the middle or end of the summer, and I from then on decided to just paint full time, and which was the biggest risk I probably have ever done. I don't know how, but I managed to pay my bills and I managed to pay my rent, and I was able to do all that just by doing full time. And it was hard. It was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Just abandoning livelihood, secured livelihood for something that that could go right, could go wrong. But it made me that time frame made me who I am right now. I feel like, because I would wake up every day and just paint. Wake up every day. I wake up like at 8-9 o'clock. I would think of concepts beforehand and I would just paint them. And I was doing that every day, and I feel like it was helping me refine myself, just by painting different pieces. It's just I figured out, oh, this looks better this way, or this type of paint look is better if I'm doing this type of shape, or this makes it look better when you blend. Just different techniques I kind of taught myself, and being self-taught is hard because I don't have the refined skills or resources, but at the same time I get to play with it. Like I get to figure it out on my own, which makes it more better, because it's like, damn, I learned it on my own. I didn't have to have a teacher in front of me, or I didn't have to take these classes or these courses. I just figured it out on myself, and I achieved it after a couple tries, and boom, I'm doing it. So but just putting in the work is like what really helped me. Just, every day pushing myself, putting in those 10,000 hours, which I'm still working on. I'm not even close yet, but, but, I was just putting in the work, and like, I'm saying, like, just learning new things every day. It made me feel better about myself, because I'm and when you're physically seeing it manifest too, that's what really makes you proud of your work. Because you're just like, my piece from 2015, and I look at pieces now, it's like, damn, like you could see such a great like progress going on. So, but yeah, that's what I would say like I had to do in order to kind of get to where I am now.
that is good. And this, I want to know sort of what I'm about to ask you. I want to know more about you, how you're able to manage to paint full time, how you organize it, how you are going to events, how you were able to get gigs, because someone out there
wants to know.
Oh yeah, not kidding.
Well,
any tips you could give?
Well, as far as I always get that question too. A lot of people that like when I go to the shows, and like people come up to me and like, where do I go to like book this or do that? I actually follow, like, on my Instagram, my Twitter, I just follow all these random like artists, and there's this guy I follow. I don't know his name, but he's on Twitter, and like he's so awesome for like he retweets everyone. Like he's an artist himself. He's from Greensboro, but he retweets a lot of artists that come on his page, and it's like all these artists that like every day I feel like he retweets somebody new, and it makes me want to like do the same thing, like share these people's works because they're that bomb. But at the same time, when I follow them, especially if they're from North Carolina, they often post the gigs that they're doing. Like, they'll post a show that they have going on, or event they have going on. And then, for me, I kind of like, if I feel like it's something if it's someone I can reach out to, I'll do the same thing. I'll like find their contact information and be like, hey, like, are you guys having like something? If you are, how much is it to showcase your work, or how much is it to be a vendor? I've literally I do that to this day. I do that. Like if I see another artist and they're promoting an event, and it's far enough time for me, I could be like, oh, okay, I could probably email this person real quick and see if they still have, they're looking for anybody to showcase at their event. But that's really key and vital. I feel like just follow a lot of artists, especially around your area. If you're from Charlotte, just try and follow a lot of different Charlotte artists, or even just go to the events, go to the shows, and then, meet the people that are a network. If you meet the people that are hosting it, hey, ask them like, hey, when's the next event, or when's the next show? I'd love to showcase at that event. I've done that a lot, and it's helped me. Like, I used to just do maybe like one show every like 2-3 months, and now I do like maybe 2 a month on average. If I would do more, but I just have so much going on. But yeah, that helps. Like, just networking and putting yourself out there, and also just following different people on different social platforms, and just looking at, like, I'm pretty sure when I post stuff, I always post like especially events, I will post the person that's hosting it, or tag the person that's hosting it, so that way whoever wants to do the show as well, hey, there's their Instagram handle. You can just, hit them up, DM them, yeah, figure it out, yeah.
that is some nuggets.
Some gems.
Yeah.
Some gems right there.
They're sparkling now. So, this is the core of the show.
Okay.
A source of creativity. For creative people.
Right.
So let me ask you, dear Simone. Okay. What is your source of creativity? How do you get inspired to do what you're doing?
I would say where I get my inspiration from is a lot of music. I love music so much. Like, I listen to music every day. It's something that, I feel like helps. If I didn't have painting, or if I didn't have art, music would be my source of, like, it would help be what I go to. Even it still is where I go to help calm me down sometimes. But I literally grab a lot of my inspiration from what I hear and what I see. I'm a visual person. I get appealed a lot by looking at things. So, like, I'll look at music videos. Sometimes I'll just go outside and, like, but what's funny is how, like, the timing of my inspirations, because I'll, like, literally, I'll go to different shows. I'll listen to albums, especially, like, what's going on. It's kind of happening to me right now. I'm, like, having this, like, dry spell. And it's like, normally I always have a concept going on in my head that I want to play out on canvas. But lately I haven't had anything, like, I don't know what's been going on, but I haven't been really inspired. But today I got some stuff going on now. But the timing of my inspiration is funny, because it's like, it'll happen out of nowhere. Like, sometimes I'll, like, take a shower and, like, I don't know, like, come right into my head, like, oh shit, like, if I paint this and do this, it'll look bomb. Like, okay, yeah, like, but sometimes it won't hit me until later on. But, like, I was sometimes, like, right now I was in lately, up until today, I was in a funk, because it was just like, damn, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm listening to this J-Rock album, which is awesome. I love the album. Please listen to that, Redemption. J-Rock's album. I'm listening, like, to J. Cole's albums. We have all this music coming out too. Like, Meek Mill just came out with something. It's just all this new music. Now, normally I get inspired. I'm like, yo, I want to do this. It's just nothing clicked. Like, I don't know. Like, I was like, dang, like, I'm, like, sitting in bed after work, and I'm laying down. I'm just like, I just don't know what to paint today. Like, I don't get it. So, but yeah, it's just weird, like, the flow of energy, or the vibrations that happen in my head, like, the timing of it. So, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like God's probably telling me, oh, you just need to relax and chill out and sit down. Like, it's okay to, like, to chill out on painting a little bit. So I feel like I needed that break, maybe to just rest up. So, but I got some things cooking up now. Thank God. Yeah.
Something is cooking up. Hey.
Yeah.
Guess what I saw on your page, on your story?
What?
You said you hate artist block.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just see. Yeah. I was going through it yesterday. I was getting frustrated. I was sitting in front of, like, my canvas, and I was sitting there I had got off work at like 4, and I was like, I'm gonna come home. And originally what I was gonna do is do an album cover of, I don't know if you listen to Dom Kennedy, but he has this album called the Yellow Album, and I was gonna do the cover of it and the style that I do my paintings like. But I was just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I was just like, okay, let me switch it up. Let me figure out what I could do now. Then I was going to do this idea. And then as I'm sketching, I'm like erasing every 2 seconds, and I'm like, I don't like this either. So I'm like getting frustrated. I was just like, why do I not have an idea? Because I normally do. I'm always like, there's so many things that ping through my head, but I was drawing blanks. So I was just like, I don't know if I need to smoke or if I need to like, I don't know what I need to do to like get like inspired. But dang, yeah, I was just like, and I posted that, and you saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
So. But today, like, I don't know, it just hit me, like, on my way to work. I'm just like, oh, gosh, okay, it makes sense. Now I know what I want to do. So I have, like, 2 ideas that I want to play with for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be working on that. So I'm excited about it, too. So I like when I'm excited about a concept, because now it just makes me motivated to do something, as opposed to, like, I don't want to go home and not do nothing. I just feel kind of, makes me anxious for some reason. I just get, like, anxiety just going home and not doing anything with my hands. So it's just like, now that I have like something to look forward to when I get home. So yeah.
that is beautiful. That is beautiful. And I believe most people out there will resonate with you.
Yeah, I think people will
Things
probably
do
understand.
happen in the shower.
Yeah, they do.
I wish there was something that will record whatever goes on in our head, so that when we step out of the shower, we'll have it down.
Yeah.
Get some light bulbs, like, oh, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It really is. Like, sometimes you just gotta, I was literally just standing in the shower for like 15 minutes, not even doing anything. I was literally just standing there. And it was just like, oh shit, okay, all right. So then my wheels start turning, and then I got excited. I'm like, oh yeah, now I finally got my mojo back a little bit. So yeah.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Hell no. Not yet, bro. I will spend a lot if I can.
Yeah. In due time, you'll get it.
Needed.
Yeah.
Necessary.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy cameras that can chase you when you're walking.
Oh wow, the high tech.
Oh yeah.
That's real high tech.
Anyway, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank
I think
you.
what you just that is really good. What the things you just said are really, really important. And to repeat what I just said, most artists out there, or painters, or anybody in the creative industry will resonate with you.
Yeah.
I do resonate with you. When you were saying certain things, I'm like, shoot, okay.
Yeah.
I felt happy.
Yeah.
I felt like some like-minded. I felt some sense of belonging in a group of people, and what really goes on in their mind.
Yeah.
And why they feel the urge to create, and why they feel frustrated sometimes when they are not able to produce what they feel they can produce.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. Some end up being depressed.
Yeah. You can't go that route.
Yeah, you cannot go that route. That was beautiful. So now you are a painter. I wanted to be a painter. My dad was like, "Oh, you just want to be painting." Yeah, I had a business mind. I wanted to build a business out of it, like set up a shop, big shop, recruit, hire people who will be training, we'll be doing graphic stuff.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
When I was in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
But it never happened.
No.
I don't want you to go to the health field to be a nurse. I quit. Yeah, but I'm very appreciative for anybody who brought me up. My mom, my dad, my teachers, my friends, anybody, everybody. I'm very appreciative, whatever I went through.
Yeah.
So I'm not a painter.
Okay.
I can paint. I used to paint real good. Probably the paint behind your back, I did it.
Oh, wow.
I just lied. Yeah, let's carry on. Let's carry on.
Wow, you got me too. I'm like, what? That's
Hell
you?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought it online. Hey, let's carry on. So,
good one.
Since I'm not a painter, what you can express more about your industry. So what are your views? What are your views about the industry? Your personal views, or whatever you know.
Well, I feel like I won't limit it to just painting. I would just say the creative world, because
Mm-hmm.
it's so vast and there's so many different types of people. And I don't know. Even though I call myself a painter, I would say like a creative,
Mm-hmm.
because not only do I paint, but I feel like the ideas that I have or the concepts that I create, they're mine. And I feel like even though, like, I am able to physically produce that on a canvas, like just the idea alone that I have, I feel like that makes me a creative person, because I'm visualizing something that can be created physically. Either I do it or someone else does it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like stipulations, like it's funny when you said that, as far as like, growing up, you said, you were kind of on track or on route to do this, but you ended up doing something different. It's like, for me, like growing up, like I liked anything creative wise. Like I was always like hands on.
Mm-hmm.
Anything project wise. I remember like growing up and in school, like I would always want to do something. If it was either you can either write this
Mm-hmm.
or you can make this as part of your project. I always did the making part, because I always wanted to, like, that was just, to me, it just came natural. So I don't know, like growing up, my parents kind of pushed me to kind of go to school and be not like a doctor. They just wanted me to take on a role that they felt that was prestigious. That was either the lawyer route, the doctor route, or anything that was like of a high, quality, I guess, profession. And for me, I kind of felt that pressure in high school, especially. I was like, dang, I gotta figure out what I want to do in school, but my parents want me to do this, so I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I guess I'll just do that. So I don't feel like my dad would have taken me seriously. He
Mm-hmm.
still kind of, I don't know. My dad doesn't really, not that he doesn't support. He just has a funny way of showing it. I don't know if it's because he doesn't really believe that I can do a lot with art.
Uh-huh.
So, but I felt that way when I was like growing up. I just felt like he didn't want me to go any type of direction that he knew wouldn't really make me like guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
So being, especially like I was the first person on his side. Oh, no, I was the first person on my mom's side to actually go to college. On my dad's side, I had my aunts went to college, all of them, but nobody really finished. And I only have like maybe two aunts that actually were like doing anything with their lives. Like one of my aunts, she's actually a psychologist herself. She's like really known in Baton Rouge, So my dad kind of put that upon me, and it's like, I want you to do the same thing. So I just went to school for that. I went to school for psychology, and I was like, okay, and I felt like after I got my degree, it made my dad super proud, and he was just like, hey, I need you to go back to school. And I was like, okay. And I did it. I did like a year in grad school. I went online, and I hated it. Hated it. Oh my God, I hated it. Like every day it was a paper. And it wasn't just a paper, it was a 10 to 20 page paper. And it was like thesis. We had to like read these articles and then summarize them, and then all these, it was just horrible. And I hate writing already enough as it is. So it's just being that every assignment was a written product. It was just like, oh my God, I want
Torture.
that. Torture. Like, it was to the point where I literally was like, fuck it, I'm going to just copy and paste, because I just don't care. If I get, in trouble, I get in trouble. It's just like, I just cannot write no more. And it just made me like, I just hated it. And I was like, I didn't tell my dad, but I dropped out, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. And then I kind of had to figure it out. Like, Simone, what do you want to do? What you got to figure it out. You can't just not go to school. So, and like I said, that's when I picked up, painting, and then, so I don't know, like, I guess I don't want to digress too hard, but it's just, I guess, to say what I would say, like the art world or the creative world, the stipulations and like the assumptions of people that are in that world. I feel like people tend to think that, you can't make money off of it. And I think that's why my dad, going back to the example with my dad and stuff, my family, I feel like they don't think it's a career that is stable enough. But there's so many things you can do as a creative, and it isn't, like I said, it doesn't limit, you don't have to limit yourself to just painting and just that one thing. I just feel like people pay you for your ideas alone. People want you on your camp because you think this way, or you think of things in the way that you think, oh, if I do it this way, say for instance, like a production team on like on a show, people are hired every day for like their thoughts and ideas of how things should be set up on a set to make it look like 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's dope, like to get paid for just for your ideas alone. And, you know, I feel like, you know, people don't think it's like a substantive like career, but I feel like if, especially in the, being that you're a creative, I feel like it's so much passion in it. And it makes you feel so much better when you know you're being appreciated for something that you're really passionate about. And like I said, it could be basketball. People, or it could be, you know, something as little as like dumping trash, for instance. If you like dumping trash and you're good at it and you're passionate about it, I don't know who is, but if you are, but if you are and you're getting paid for it and the amount that you feel like you should get paid, hey, then awesome. That's awesome. I feel like that, just the idea of that, I feel like is just awesome. Like being paid or being recognized for something that you love and that you wake up thinking about, like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's an assumption that people kind of have, is like, oh, they can't do much with it, but you could do so much with so just being a creative person. Yeah. That so
amazing. Anybody out there, if you're listening,
no shade to nobody that takes out trash, but I was just using that as a very bad example. So
it's a business that people are running. So I believe it's
someone's got to do it, you know.
Hey, yeah, it has been around for a very long time, so it means they are making money. Not kidding.
Right. I agree.
If they don't make money, they'll go out of business.
Exactly.
Real quick.
Exactly.
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't want to be a trash man because I have a lot on my table. Yeah. So, at this point, we're going to wrap up. Simone. So, we're going to gossip.
Ooh. Let's spill the tea.
Yeah, we're going to gossip a little bit. We are going to vent. We're going to sort of whine and bitch.
Oh, okay.
About certain things. I didn't say it. That wasn't me. About certain things. So, what public events or public person or celebrity or issue out there do you want to compliment, vent, or discuss?
Good
or bad?
I know there's one thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about Kiki.
Kiki, where are you?
There's like, I don't know if you heard the Drake song, but there's like this phenomenon going on, and it's like, have you heard the Drake song? It's called "In My Feelings," right? And there's like, Kiki, do you know that part?
Yeah. I saw it on Instagram today. And so someone had a caption, "Where is Kiki?"
Yeah, where is Kiki? Where is she? Because she needs to come and talk to Drake and tell him that she does love him, and she is writing and she is beside him, because this song is getting on my nerves. And like the crazy part is, like, Drake's album it hasn't been a month yet. Maybe it's been out for like 3 weeks, and I knew it when I listened to the song, because his album was like, by the way, I would give it 6 out of 10. It was not really that awesome to me, but it wasn't bad either. I actually enjoyed the album, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But like, I knew immediately that song was going to be like top 5 hit, because it was just like how it sounded. I was like, oh yeah, everyone's either going to play this at the club, at the strip club. They're going to play this, you know. But now it's turned to a, like, I guess because now there's a dance associated with it. With the song, I feel it's like this phenomenon now. It's like everywhere I've looked for the past 2 weeks, when I scroll down, there is a video of someone doing the dance. Like, they did it like on Shade Room. There was someone from NASA who did the dance, and I was just like, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, okay, I don't want to like be like, oh, party pooper, like, oh, like, you know, this is positive. Like, everyone, Drake got Drake got everybody dancing and stuff, and actually Shiggy did, because he was the one that started the dance. But I feel like it is now the song. I can't, it's like I'm almost dreaming when I dream. It's in that song. Like, Kiki's in my dreams now, and I don't want Kiki in my dreams. Like, it's so, I hate how like I said, I don't want to be a party pooper, and it's great that people are like this is like sparking up like a nationwide type of thing. Like people are doing this shiggy dance challenge for this song, and it's great. But at the same time, it's just like we will take something and run with it, and we won't stop running with it. And it's not now. It's this song that I loved. Now I don't like it because I keep hearing it every 2 seconds. Like damn. Like I was like, yo, this song is not even 3 weeks old, and it's like. People are, it's like I'm afraid to even click on a video now because I feel like someone's gonna dance to this song, and I'm just like, I don't want to listen to it no more.
You're trying to spoil your taste.
Yeah, like oh my god, I'm like I can't even enjoy nice things for a little while before someone fucks it up.
If you're out there,
if you're out there, yo, please talk to your man, talk to Drake. You love him, okay? Tell him you do, and get the hell on.
Wow, that is excellent, Simone.
Yeah.
At this point, I have a last question I want to ask you, and
Okay.
anybody out there, I think you probably answered the question I'm about to ask you. The question is, Simone, what would you tell someone who is starting, or some things you wish you knew when you were starting?
Okay, what I would say to someone who's starting off is probably you're gonna put in a lot of hours in this, especially if you're new to it. If you already have the talent, or like if you're super good already and you're just now making yourself like accessible, or selling your work, then there's a difference. But if you're just starting, and you want to be a painter or artist or whatever, you're gonna have to put in that work. You're gonna have to, like I said, you're gonna put in that 10,000 hours, and you gotta make yourself good at a master. You need to make yourself a master of whatever you're trying to do. So you have to put in a lot of work and time and effort. And if it's something that you're serious about, then you're going to have to take some sacrifices and risks in order to, do it. It's going to cost money for sure. It's not easy. You can't just, canvases and paintbrushes and paint. It's not cheap, but you're going to spend some money. You're going to lose a lot of sleep. There's been times where I literally have run off of only 2 hours of sleep, like, going to work the next day because I was busy doing something, for a show. So, but you're going to lose sleep. You're going to probably not go out a lot. I've actually wasn't, like, when I did painting full time, I had to force myself to go out, like, with people because I was inside so much, and it can kind of mess with you a little bit. That's why it's always good to keep a healthy balance, because if you just stick to just painting all day long or creating all day long, you're going to drive yourself insane, and it's almost going to mess with you. So it's always good to try to, like, keep your life a little balanced. Like, do the creative aspects part of your life, but then also just make sure you're able to get at least some type of human interaction. But yeah, you just got to realize those points that there's going to be things that you're going to have to sacrifice. And then once you realize that and you're willing to put that work in, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take some time, but what I'm saying, just you got to stick with it, and also I would say one specific thing that I would probably have told myself when I first started, like the new me now would have told my old self, like pricing, how I price my work. I used to, like, I can't believe some of the stuff I sold, like, I was basically like almost free. Like, it was like giving out canvases for like $40, $60. So like I was telling this girl at this last show I went to, she was like asking me about how do you price stuff? How do you go about pricing your canvases? And to be honest with you, I told her, I was like, if you are that confident with your work, shoot for the highest number. If you think it's stupid, or you think it's like it's no one's gonna buy it, then the people that can't buy it don't have no business buying it.
They are not your market.
They're not your market. That's not where you need to be selling your pieces to then. So I still am struggling with sometimes with some of my prices. I feel like it can get a little higher than I am now. But I'm like, what I was before though, like how I am now is a big difference. So I'm like slowly but surely getting it to the point where I'm confident enough to say, yeah, this is 1,000 or this is 1,200 or this is blah, 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 and so forth. So as I get better and more confident in my work, I feel like I will be able to express that monetarily. But I feel like, as an artist, if you're really good at it, especially, don't sell yourself short. Like, just if you feel like, just shoot for the highest number. That tells the person that who's looking at your work, like, damn, like she's legit, you know what I'm saying? And there's pieces that I did not think would ever get sold, but they got bought because I was like, fuck it, like I'm gonna sell it for this price because I feel like that's how much it's worth. So yeah, you just gotta place the worth, like whatever you feel your the worth, like whatever worth you have on your work, just place it on that and go with that, like, you know what I'm saying? So
that is good, because I remember I was having a conversation with this artist. He's a visual artist too, and I was telling him he was still at this point, trying to sell the stuff, and people say it's expensive, blah blah here and there, and even if he's selling, he's not making enough money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, you're facing the wrong people.
Yeah.
So you feel this frustration, like people don't appreciate artwork, but there are certain locations in every city that specific caliber or specific kind of people at certain places will or would pay more for what they see.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to admit this. My future self will be a fucking collector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be that way too.
Sometimes I feel scared, but I'll be thinking of how crazy I am. Sometimes I'll be a huge collector of artwork and certain crazy stuff. So God help me. Anyway, so to piggyback on what you're saying, some people have to learn to change their location of where they present their work.
Yeah.
The same artwork will be at a certain place, and it will be sold for 75. The same artwork over there will be sold for
like 7,500. Yeah.
Oh, shoot high.
See, shoot high.
Yeah. So,
but now I've seen it before. Like I've seen, like, especially the same type of styles of painting or same type of styles of artwork. Like I'll see something and then I'm like, oh, this is sold for like one something, okay, and then like you'll see it maybe like at a white, nothing against white people, but for sure if you see it at like a white show, it's like they have the same type of style of art. You know what I'm saying? It looks the same almost, like, but they're selling theirs for like 7,500 or like whatever, higher price. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta think higher, think higher and think more, like elevate your thinking, especially like you said, change location or just change who you're marketing to. Like a lot of my work, I sell my stuff on my website, and I realize a lot of my work is it's more receptive on the West Coast. I always ship like almost maybe 65 or 70% of my work is always bought from people in California and people in New York. So it's like, I feel like, I don't know, there's a pattern going on. I was like, I feel like, people out there might appreciate it more, or, maybe it's the bread, like they get paid more there. So of course it's like nothing to them.
Hey,
so
people, where we are now, I don't want to mention any name. Where we are now, I think it is based on specific areas in the city.
Yeah.
Because some people spend money on certain things.
Yeah.
Drinks,
especially drinks plural.
And a bunch of stuff, which is relevant to them.
Yeah.
So there's a market and people are buying. So you just have to keep finding. I'm going to bring your work.
Yeah. Okay.
Just want you all to see. No. He's gonna show it.
I'm gonna show it. Okay.
Yeah. No comments, but I want you to see it yourself.
The big reveal, right?
Well. What do we have here?
Anyone look familiar?
Let's cover her face. You won't see the person who drew this. So, that's her.
That's my work. Yep. And it's
Simone.
available on my website still, and I have prints also available of this.
This the original version. I get a visit from the ex-president. I don't want this to be hanging in my room. I'll hide it. I'll have to probably cover it. So it's for you, for grabs.
Yes.
You can get it.
Whoever's not afraid.
Yeah. And I was telling her, I'm expressing my views about this in a narrow-minded way because of who I am. But I believe you out there watching, you can deduce a lot from this painting. I see Kanye and he's wearing a hat, and the hat is red, and I'm not going to tell you what is on if you are listening. So check the YouTube video.
Context clues. Or check the video.
Check the video.
Check the video.
So, Simone, tell them, where can they find you?
Okay, so there's 3 different ways you can find me. You can visit my website. It's strictly, I sell all my stuff, my canvases and my prints. I also sell, sometimes I do hats and stuff up there, but y'all are free to check that out. It's the website is www.snpinred.com. So I'll spell it out. It's S as in Simone, N as in Nicole, P as in Patterson, in red.com. So you can check that out. You can also email me off that website to ask for any type of commission work, or if you want to just ask me a question on there, you can definitely hit me up. I'm really heavy on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, I normally post a lot of my stuff on Twitter. Instagram, I kind of just, I just chill on there just for personal pictures. But on Twitter, you can find me there. I forgot, almost went blank what my Twitter name is. Oh, my Twitter name is Slim Bayless. It's SlimBaeless. Slim Bayless, like Skip Bayless. But Bayless, like Baell. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, on my IG, it's Gone Fishing. Like I went on to go fishing, Gone Fishing. It's Gone Fishin, and it's 4 N's. I know it's all over the place. I wish I had all this one uniform name, but I don't. But so whatever you're comfortable, whatever social media you heavily use, I have 3 different types that you can hit me up on from there. So
yeah, that was Simone. And please don't worry, everything she said will be in the description.
Cool.
So check it out. You can get to click it and get to see her.
Yay.
And get to see what she does. So it was a pleasure, Simone.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Creativity is an Idea podcast, a source of creativity for creative people. And you are creative.
Thank you.
So, and as always, I say this. Oh, by the way, I'm your host, Pyeric. I always say this, but I don't understand. Please stay blessed, and when you fuck up, make sure you fuck up real good to help others.
I love that.
I have no clue what it means.
I love
need to
that.
Think about it well, though. But
it's
anyway,
so chaotic, but beautiful.
Yeah, don't fuck up. But when you fuck up, make sure you fuck up real good to help others.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Gang.
Thank you all, and stay tuned.
All right.